the stream, and I think it's going out pretty good. I'm not for sure. Just want to say peace to everyone and see how everybody's doing. Let's get some light in here. Don't want too much. It's another festivity day, and I think it's going to be interesting. I think it's just going to be one of those interesting days, so to speak, as to how this thing is going to be handled today. Some people say, we mean how it's going to be handled. It's going to be a lot of parades. Yeah, it is. But I'm wondering, can we go a year without somebody being shot? It's going to be a lot of parades, a lot of festivities. I wonder if people really know what Martin King did in terms of putting his life on the line. Because he did. Whenever you fight for a good cause, you are putting your life on the line. We are putting our life on the line for this gospel. It's a good cause. Trying to accomplish things, except our goals go beyond this world, and that is to give people eternal life. But let's just talk about the King Day for a moment. I wonder in all of the festivities, I wonder in all of the fun, the cooking out, the grilling, the parades, is there going to be a day without shooting? Can there be a day where there's not going to be not one shot fired on a day that people want to have off and recognize and to honor the work that someone has done that has left a legacy? So I wonder, can this day's festivities, full of festivities, can it go without somebody being shot? Can it happen today? We're going to see. We're going to see, can we get through today? I, long time ago, in coming to South Florida, decided that I'm not going to go unless I have to participate in any of these festivities, because of the fact that I used to see things happening and it was full of activities and festivities that had nothing to do with the work that was being put on the table. So it was just a personal choice. That's all. It was just a personal choice that I decided not to do that. But I just wanted to put that out there in starting this live feed. I want to know today, can we go a day full of festivities and activities and parades and bands and music? Can we go a day without shooting. Someplace without shooting. So we're going to see. When somebody's shot, and not only is there a victim, but then there's other people that's involved that will be removed from this society. It's just the way it is. You got the perpetrator, you got the perpetrator's family, on top of the victim and the victim's family. So we'll see. Can we go a day? Can we go a day without a shooting? Let's see. On the other note, shout out to Brother Roland from Houston, who rode out of here, being at the IOG Fort Lauderdale Bethel class, who did an awesome job. I understand that, as always, the Bethel class enjoyed him, as they do all the teachers that fly in here and do an awesome job on teaching. That's so important that we get a good lesson, so important that people learn in a fulfilled manner. This past Sabbath, I was teaching in Orlando, and the Orlando class seems like it's growing. And this is the things we like to see. We like to see the class growing. We like to see people being added to the class. So shout out to those that came over from the Tampa area for the first time to the IOG Orlando class. The weather got cold on Sunday, right when I was just getting on that plane to get back to South Florida. And man, I was so glad. For instance, right now it's 77 degrees in South Florida. Shout out to Brother Thomas. Yeah, Brother Thomas. Absolutely. Brother Thomas says, everywhere we go, blood touches blood, and it's a shame. It is. It is a shame. You know, I think that if we read the scriptures, brothers and sisters, we will understand a lot of things as to the predicament that we as a people, as a culture of people are in. Individually, we have the opportunity to come out. But as a nation of people scattered among the four quarters of the earth, we still are lost. We still are in the dark when it comes to knowledge and understanding. We're still in the dark to knowing that the Bible is your history book. The Bible is your history book. And everybody knows their history, but the people of the book. The people of the book don't even know that they are the people of the book for the most part. We know that some have awakened, and some of us know, but for the most part, the majority of the people do not know that we are the people of the book. So, in the month of February, we need and we are going to push out the fact that there will be a 5-part series on the history of the people of the book. And you need to watch it. We're going to be putting up more information on that, getting that out. But those of us that are in the Israel of God, we need to make sure that as many people as possible get this information. I was watching on the YouTube channel, and I'm looking even at those that are coming into the knowledge of the truth, reading the scriptures, but they're coming into the knowledge of the truth angry, full of anger, just as if um, I'm trying to put the right words on it. When you do anything, your mindset and the condition of the way you receive things is so important. If you receive knowledge, truth, and understanding in anger, and receive it in anger, you're going to project it in anger. That's just the way it is. Because that's just the way your mind is going to process stuff. And so people forget in the scriptures, when you come into the knowledge of the truth, you get angry at people who the Lord used. And we forget that the Lord used people to put Israel into captivity. We don't look at the book of Judges, where the Lord was angry with Israel and would send a nation to put them into captivity. That's just what the Lord did. That's why the Lord says, I will cause another to sleep with your wife. I will cause your children to be sold. I will cause that. Nobody else can cause that. Only the Lord can cause that, because the Lord sets up kings and he sets down kings. So I just thought it's interesting to look at YouTube and see how people who have received the understanding, and how their whole message is just projecting hatred. It's amazing. It's baffling. I can't even believe there's a discussion out there still in YouTube world, on the streets, that there's a debate that salvation is not for everybody. Brothers and sisters, salvation is for all flesh, all mankind. But yet there's people who have received this knowledge and truth and understanding, and because of anger, that's the only reason why they have interpreted things the way they interpret it, is because they're angry, they're upset. It's like when you have been lied to about your history, you get angry. But think about it. Nobody stopped you from receiving the truth. The only thing that stopped you from receiving the truth is you, us. We are our biggest enemy. All we have to do is read. All we have to do is do what the Lord asks us to do. Read the scriptures. Read your history book. Just simply read your history book. What a good opportunity to spend a day that is full of fun and festivities and parades and bands and music, simply by just studying your history out of the book. That's it. In the state of Florida, there's a big debate as to whether or not certain books are going to be restricted and taken out of public education. Out of all of the books, brothers and sisters, the best book that you can read regarding your history, where you came from and why, the predicament that we're in and why, is to read the scriptures. It's all written and documented in the scriptures. There's only one group of people that fulfill all of the collective curses documented in the scriptures. What do you mean by all of the collective documented curses? Well, there were many. One is you're going to be placed on ships. Another one is you're going to be scattered among the four corners of the earth. Another one is your children will be sold. Another one is another will sleep with your wife, and there would only be anger in your eyes, no might in your hand to do anything about it. Another one is you're going to be the number one in all manner of diseases. If you just look in America alone, could you imagine being about 15% of the population? About 15% of the population, but yet you are the number one in all manner of diseases. 15% of the population, but you are number one in kidney disease. You being 15% of the population is number one in diabetes. All manner of diseases. Let me break that down to you to show you what that looks like. And this is what it looks like. Out of 100 people, you represent 15. Out of 100 people, you represent 15 people. But if you were to take a disease among that whole group of people, out of that whole group of people, you could realize that any disease that there is, 10 of your 15 has that disease. That's big. That's big right there. Out of 100 people, you represent 15 people. But if you take a disease and look at it across the board, one disease, 10 of your people, 10 of our people, 10 of our 15 will have that disease. That's a lot. I think we can even break it down even further. Let me say this. 100 people, we represent 15. But if you was to take a disease and 10 people are going to get a particular disease, out of that 100, only 2 or 3 from their group would get it, and the other 7 or 8 that gets that disease would be among the 15. Now that's some hard numbers right there. That's some very, very hard numbers, but it is what it is. It's the truth. I was looking at a program on last night, how when people fly and they looked at who is being stopped, who's being stopped among the group, and they said that the DEA and the local law enforcement put together a task force. Out of everybody they stopped, over 80% are black males. Yet, black males only represented about 12% of the people that fly. You don't think that's profiling? Of course it is. Absolutely it is. Think that's alarming? Absolutely it is. So there's a lawsuit filed because they were taking cash from these males who were traveling, going places, and they were taking the cash. One man came to buy, he was either buying or selling a car. And he was offered cash, $28,000. He sold it, old car. And he told the people, I want cash. I wouldn't have taken cash, but he certainly did not want a check. And it's a private deal. So they gave him $28,000 in cash. So he goes through the airport and he lets them know that, hey, in my bag that you're going to scan, there's $28,000 in cash because I sold a car. And so they told him, okay. But they end up alerting that task force who came and questioned him on the money. They didn't believe him. He showed them a picture of the car. He told them they could call the individual that bought the car. Everything. Showed the car being put on the truck. It was a car that he had with him for a while. They still took his money. And he had to sue to get his money back. And from there, they discovered these alarming statistics. And I bring that up only to say, brothers and sisters, how you may represent 15% of the population, but all calamities will happen to us. That's just the way it's going to be. Nothing you can do about it. Because the scriptures say this is how things are going to unfold. So it's nothing you can do. Nothing you can do at all. So today is going to be a day filled with fun, music, food, bands, parades. I don't think that we're going to get through this day without a shooting. Wanted to leave that with you. Peace and blessings. Let's see